everyone, welcome to Pink Tutu Tarot. So today's reading is a little bit different. What I'm going to pull cards on for you is for advice. And it's advice on a situation of your choosing. So if you have a question, you want to know, should I do this or should I do that? That's what we're going to look at. We're going to look at option A, we're going to look at option B, see how it plays out, and then you can make up your own mind. So I've got three groups. I'm showing here one card for each group. Now the card could represent option A, it could represent option B. I'm not going to tell you that right now. But they each represent an energy of your reading. So, group one. Your card is seduction. Passion and romance await. Group two is the dagger. Conflict and danger lie in wait. And finally, group three, the talisman. You are destined to succeed. All right, y'all. Make your choice. Understand if you get into the reading and it just isn't right, that one of the other ones may be for you. Once you make your choice, just go down into the description box, click on the timestamp, and it'll take you right to your reading, and we'll take a look at how your situation will play out based on what you decide. All right, thanks, y'all. We'll see you there. Hey, group one. Okay, so here's how this is going to work. You need to think of a situation, I'm sure you have one in mind, that you need some advice on. It's not a yes-no kind of situation or question. It's an either-or. So, for example, should I go on vacation or should I stay home? That sort of thing. I'm going to look at all the cards, I'm going to look at all the cards for option A and look at all the cards for option B. I don't know what your question is. So there will be some areas that are a little general because you're all going to have very different questions. But my spirit guides do a really good job of not letting me be too general. So I'm hoping this will be helpful for you. All right, so think about your question. What is option A and what is option B? And we're going to pull some cards, and I'm going to tell you how I see both of those situations playing out. And then it's on you to make your own decision from there. Obviously, I can't tell you what to do, and I wouldn't if I could. But if you know how it will play out, you should be able to move forward without hesitation. All right. All right, so for option A, we have the moon reversed, Four of Pentacles, and the Empress reversed. Seven of Cups, Knight of Swords, and Knight of Pentacles. All right. I'm going to pull the other side now, and then we'll talk about what's going on here. And when we're done looking at the tarot cards, I'll have a final message for both sides. To kind of help you a little bit further. option B. We have the World card. We have the Lovers and the Devil reversed. 9 of Pentacles reversed. The High Priestess reversed. And the 10 of Cups. All right, give me just a second while I take these in. All right, so starting with option A in your question. We're looking at these as past, present, not past, present, future. Beginning, middle, end. As your decision plays out. So in the beginning of decision A, there's a lot of confusion. No, I take that back. They're correcting me. You have a lot of options, but you have clarity. You're actually seeing things more clearly and are in a position to move forward, to make a decision, to step into the unknown is what they're saying. And we'll get deeper into these with a few more cards as well. As you get further along into this situation, what I see is you're holding on very tightly to your opinions and your beliefs. And that may create some conflict in this situation. It may create some tension with other people because you're a little unyielding in your thoughts and words and even actions. And then as we get to the end of how this plays out, I see you moving forward in a very practical way. If there is money involved, it is positive, but it's slow moving. There is a sense of not feeling quite fulfilled. So if you were hoping that the way this played out was that you would it would result in a new beginning, in a fresh start, in a new way of thinking or being or doing, I feel like that falls flat a little bit. What I'm feeling is that it's going to require a little bit more work and a little more time than you anticipated. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. All right, let's do some clarifying. Get a little more information on these. Spirit, can you give me one card, please, for the Moon reversed and the 7 of Cups? All right, we have 7 of Swords in reverse. What I'm hearing is you've got answers. So we talked about having some clarity among your options and choosing, how to move forward. And it's because you have answers. You've sought answers and you've found them in possibly some unexpected places or from unexpected people. They may be secrets. Anything else, Spirit, on this? You have clarity, but you do want to see how this plays out, obviously. Obviously. Okay, Spirit, can you give me one card, please, to clarify the Four of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords? What I'm hearing is you don't want to let go. You feel like you know better, you know more information, and you might, than the person or people you're dealing with, or, you know, within a situation. You want to see where this can go, and you're not yielding. Okay. Ace of Swords. Your mind is working overtime. So if you choose option A and it starts to play out, you do have some clarity, you have some answers, and because of that information you have, you find yourself hanging on very tightly to what you know and what you believe, but at the same time you're thinking like it's a never-ending cycle of thoughts going through your head. I'm hearing a little bit that this is hardening on you, or it's hardening you. It's a weird way to say it. In other words, the more you think about this, the more unyielding you are. But you're feeling very confident in what you know. Okay. Can you give me one card, please, for the Empress reversed and the Knight of Pentacles? Okay, I'm just going to step in because this won't be for everybody, but what I'm hearing is, if your question involves a love situation and you're debating whether to stay with someone, move forward with someone, or not, and this side is indicating that you find out some information, or you come to a point of clarity, that it's time to leave, is what I'm getting. Is that right, Spirit? Did I get that right? Okay. And so this information that you get, possibly secrets that bring you some clarity, you think about them a lot. And the more you think about them, the more you focus on them, the more unyielding you get. And this may not be you deciding to leave. What I'm hearing is whether or not you decide to seek information about this person that you wouldn't normally have readily available. In other words, you're not asking them. You may be, checking their social media. You may be talking to people they know, talking to an ex. If you decide to go that route and research them or research a situation about them, what you learn could end up plaguing your mind a little bit and making you harder, in a sense. They keep saying more unyielding, not necessarily mean or nasty or anything like that. Just you become more and more confirmed in your stance. And that could have to do with any number of situations. It doesn't necessarily have to be love, but a situation where you are seeking information about someone or a situation, and what you find out, if you do that, will have an impact on you. All right, Spirit, can you give me one card, please, for the Empress reversed and the Knight of Pentacles, please? Okay. Ten of Swords. It doesn't bring you the rewards the immediate rewards that you may be hoping for, and maybe you're not even hoping for them, but they still don't come. It's a slow-moving energy. It's a stressful energy. It's an overthinking energy. Because the reality is, you know something that that changes the situation. All right, they want me to pull one more card on that, so I will. Strength reversed. So in a way it hardens you, but it weakens you at the same time. You're a little bit less compassionate because you know something, you know someone else's secrets is kind of how it feels. And so take that as it resonates. All right, so you decide not to do this and you decide to do this instead. And what I'm seeing this decision, and again, take it as it resonates, but I'm getting a sense of not going it alone, going off alone to get your whatever, your information elsewhere, but letting things just end. You know what I mean? Like, if there's something that you're wanting to know about your partner, for example, just an example, but you decide you're not going to go behind their back and find this information out about them. And just, let those fears end. And if you do that, that's what I see happening. And, as you make that decision, that is what the decision is about, really. As you move further along, you make this decision, and you make this decision to support and commit to this person or group. Knowing full well that there are still secrets that you have not uncovered. And then as you move further along, what I'm seeing is the fear lessens and happiness grows. The secrets are still there. Is that something you can live with? The information you don't have is still there. But it's a conscious decision to let it go. And so I understand why that would be difficult. All right, Spirit, can you give us one card, please, for the World and the Nine of Pentacles reversed, just to help us get a little more information here. The Moon. Yeah, it's very clear. So here you decide to seek information that you didn't have, and it brings you clarity. Here you decide not to seek information you don't have, and so less clarity. Pretty straightforward there. All right, can you give us one card, please, for the Lovers and the High Priestess reversed? Thank you, Spirit. Three of Wands. So there's still secrets there, but because you're deciding to put that aside, you are able to move forward in this relationship, in this situation, in this partnership of some kind. You're able to look forward with a little more optimism. But don't get me wrong, these secrets are still underneath there. All right, can you give me one card, please, for the Devil reversed and the Ten of Cups? We have the Two of Pentacles reversed. Your fear lessens, your joy grows. You ultimately drop whatever it is that you wanted to know so badly. You know, the Two of Pentacles upright is about juggling and balancing, you know, two situations. But instead you let it go. You let it drop and you just move forward. All right, is there anything else you want us to know about this, Spirit? Okay, what they're saying here, if you notice, if you can see that there's a rainbow in the distance, and they're saying, you know, moving into this situation, you can see the rainbow. You can see that things are okay. What you don't see is whether or not there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. You don't know how this will end. Is there anything else? You're not entirely sure you can follow through. But you're staying optimistic and still, you know, moving forward. All right. Let's get one additional card for each side. Oops, sorry. Ay, ay, ay. Clumsy hands, y'all. All right, let's get one side for option A. All right. We have seduction, passion, and romance await. What I'm hearing with this card, with seduction, is be careful what you ask for. Not everything is as real as it appears. And with all types of seduction, there's always an element of what's the word? They're saying deceit, but I don't think that's right. There's an element of like things being not as clear as you think they are. Like smoke and mirrors. Anyway, feels a little bit like just, you know, be careful. Be careful what you believe. All right, can you give us one card, please, for option B? The Sun, your perseverance is rewarded. I see lots of hope and optimism with this decision. Your fear that at the end of the rainbow won't be something happy, won't be what you're, hoping for. That's answered here with the Sun. It's like the rainbow is created by the sun. When the sunlight hits the water and the air, it creates the rainbow. And the sun is the answer. It's optimism, it's hope, it's happiness. In spite of unanswered questions. All right, group one, I hope that's helpful. I hope it resonated, and I hope it gave you some clarity on, what to do with your situation. All right, thanks for coming, y'all. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hey, group two. Okay, so let me just explain how this is going to work. What I want you to do is to think of what your question is. What do you need advice on? And what we're going to do is look at the options. So I'm not going to tell you what to do, but instead I'm going to help you see how things will go, what the outcome will look like based on what option you choose. So I'm just going to throw an example out. So say you want to know, do you want to go on vacation, or should you go on vacation? The cards over here will be what it will look like if you do, and the cards over here will be what it will look like if you don't. So option A, option B. I don't know what your question is. I don't know what your options are. I will be able to see some things in the reading, but that's up to you to decide. So let this be whatever you need to know, and then just decide which scenario is option A or B. All right, let's get some cards on the table and see what we're looking at. All right. We have Three of Pentacles in reverse, the Fool in reverse, and the Ace of Cups. We have the Two of Cups, the Death and Rebirth card, and the Lovers. Wow. Okay, so those are the initial cards for option A. Choice A. Now we're going to look at B. I'll get all the cards out, and then we'll talk about what's going on here. All right, we have Ten of Swords, the Lover's card, and Strength, Two of Swords reversed, Five of Cups, and the Knight of Cups reversed. All right, give me just a second. I just want to take this in and see if Spirit has any messages for me to share. Okay. So just in general terms, this is what I'm getting, so that you know whether this is your reading. What I'm seeing, and I'll know more, but what I'm seeing is that you are deciding whether to make a decision or to not make a decision. And not making a decision is a decision, right? So what we're looking at here in progress is these represent like the beginning, the middle, the end in general terms of how the situation will play out if you choose to do this. Beginning, middle, end in general if you choose this option. It feels very and looks very strongly like the question here for most of you has to do with a relationship. You've got a lot of relationship cards here. Now, if your question isn't about a relationship, that doesn't mean this isn't your reading. Just take what resonates and apply it as it makes sense for you. If it doesn't make sense, then just try one of the other readings. That might be more for you. So, option A. We have the Three of Pentacles reversed over the Two of Cups. What I'm hearing is it's a question over whether to, hold on, I just want to make sure I have this right. Hold on one second. Okay. What I'm hearing is that you are trying to decide whether to leave an existing partnership to be with someone else. Now, if this isn't a love question, think of it in different terms. Are you deciding whether to leave a job, to take a new one? That sort of situation. Deciding whether to sell your home and move into, the one you want. So just understand like the umbrella of the question. But what I'm seeing is, and what I'm hearing is, deciding whether to leave someone that you're with now in order to be with someone new. And that's how the question, this situation begins, is you make that decision to do that. As things progress a little, we then have the Fool reversed and then death and rebirth. Things start to change very quickly once you make this decision, assuming you make this decision. And what I'm hearing and feeling is that you make the decision and things happen so quickly that you almost want to stop and put the brakes a little bit. Where you were feeling very carefree and you'd made up your mind, suddenly you're stepping back and feeling a little more cautious and a little more concerned about what is ending and what new thing is beginning. And I'm going to pull some additional cards, so we'll get more information. But ultimately, what I'm hearing is this scenario leads to you making a decision that does lead to happiness. Now, if this is a relationship situation, you're making the decision based on what I see and hear right now. Does not mean necessarily that you will end up with this person. For me, the Lover's card sometimes is about romance and relationships. It's very often about that, but even more than that, it's about committing to a decision. So, the decision that you make will ultimately leads to some emotional fulfillment. But let's get some more cards and see what else is there. Spirit, can you give me one card, please, for the Three of Pentacles reversed and the Two of Cups? I'm feeling like with these middle cards, it's almost like you start to change your mind. You start to second guess your decision, your initial decision. Okay. And we have the Knight of Cups. Yeah, really looks like a relationship. So it's showing, and what I'm hearing from Spirit is it's choosing to leave an existing relationship, love or otherwise, to commit to someone else, to be with someone else. And that someone else is new, and it's like they say and do all the right things. And in some cases, they may say everything you want to hear. I'm not saying it's not true. Some parts may be, some parts might not be. You know, this Knight of Cups is very charming. And you do get, you know, swept away by that. And that's not a bad thing, as long as you know why you're making the decision. All right, Spirit, can you give us one card, please, for the Fool reversed and the Death card? Ooh, we have the Hierophant reversed. So I told you what I was feeling was, as things progress a little further, you start to second guess, maybe even regret your decision. Regret might be a little strong, but you do start to second guess it. Because where everything here feels so perfect, right? As things progress a little further and we have the Hierophant reversed, that's a sign of a lack of commitment, a lack of progress in the relationship. And then we add to it the Death card. And it could possibly be that this new relationship just could end, or it could just stagnate. It could end up not being exactly what you were anticipating. All right. Spirit, can you give us one card, please, for the Ace of Cups and the Lovers? Okay. Ten of Swords reversed. What I'm seeing here is the Ten of Swords. It's something that is ending, but it's not something that destroys you. It's something that you accept and embrace and ultimately makes you happy. And what I'm hearing, so take this, don't shoot the messenger, and it will take it as it resonates. What I'm hearing is you don't have to be with someone to be happy. And that may be the realization you get as you go through this progression. That doesn't mean that you won't be with the person, but you still get that recognition, you know, that inner recognition that you don't need this person to fulfill you. You don't need that person to fill your cup. So however it plays out, I mean, you all may, you know, live happily ever after, But the way it plays out is you learn to be your own happiness, to commit to your own happiness, and to not let another person destroy you. So this Lover's card is really you committing to yourself. All right. So let's look at option B here. As we start off here, something is ending anyway, or it feels like it is. But you're not making a decision. I'm sorry, I'm just listening to Spirit. Hold on one second. What I'm hearing is you're not making a decision, but you're also not seeing the truth either. You're sort of ignoring the situation, ignoring how you feel. Like you're not taking the situation seriously. And we'll find out more what that means. As things progress, we have the Lover's card and the Five of Cups. This is another commitment card, same as we have here, the Lover's card. It's a commitment, it's a decision. So where you begin here, you're not making a decision. But as you progress along, a decision is made. It may not be made by you, but I do see someone leaving. That doesn't leave you empty-handed. You still have 2 cups. You still have all the happiness you need. It just might not feel like it at the time. And what I'm hearing is this is your opportunity, your chance to let go of the past. Because we progress here into the final phase where we have the Strength card and the Knight of Cups. Similar, honestly, similar outcome here so far. The Strength card is you feeling 100% within yourself. You feeling your own strength, your own confidence, your own kindness. You're being kind to yourself, and you're being kind to your inner demons and your fears. It's full, total acceptance. And then we have that over the Knight of Cups in reverse. So it's full acceptance and confidence and strength within yourself without the need for someone else to build that up for you. Okay. Again, it's a similar answer of you're filling your own cup. All right, Spirit, can you give us one card, please, for the Ten of Swords over the Two of Swords reversed? All right, we have the Devil reversed. Even though I feel that you are like sitting back and not making a decision, you are in many ways detaching. You're detaching from your fears. You're detaching from the outcome. You're sort of resigned yourself to whatever happens, happens. All right. Spirit, can you give us one card, please, for the Lovers over the Five of Cups? Okay. We have the Eight of Wands. So, you start off not making a decision, but on an inner level, you are detaching. And someone else makes a decision for you, is how I feel. Your lack of making a decision pushes the other person to doing it. And so I see someone walking away, and I see this happening quickly. There's a lot of movement here. Very fast movement. So this isn't something that is going to linger for a long time, unresolved. All right. Spirit, can you give us one card for the Strength over the Knight of Cups reversed? Nine of Wands reversed. So you're feeling full of your own power, your own strength and compassion and kindness and confidence, despite this person or situation that left. And what it does is it opens you up to a place of vulnerability. You no longer feel or need to have these walls up, these protective walls. Because you realize that you are everything you need. Well, very, very interesting. Spirit, is there anything else you want to say about that? Oh, on both? You want me to pull one more card? I just want to make sure I know. And then I do have final messages for you, so stick around. But Spirit, do you just want one card for option B? One for option A, one for option B. Okay. All right. Well, let's start with option A. They're telling me it's a little bit of an outcome card. And I can understand why they want to do that, because the final result in both piles is very similar. So let's see if anything is further swayed. I mean, it's definitely a different journey, for sure. But the end result is a stronger, happier you, either way. And we have the Three of Wands. Actually, let me put that down here. I'm trying to see where you can see it. The Three of Wands is an outcome, talks of you looking forward optimistically to the future, making plans, being ready to make some changes in your life. It's a very optimistic energy. All right. What do you have for option B, Spirit? Option B, we have the Magician reversed. So here is where the difference comes. Here you made your decisions, you took your chances, things turned out the way they did, and you find yourself looking toward the future. Here you did not make a decision, someone makes it for you. You still end up stronger for it, but it does leave you feeling a little more powerless. You feel there's this lingering feeling of something having been taken from you. Even if what was taken is something that you may not even want it anymore. You will turn this around. I'm hearing that. You will turn this around, but know that by leaving the decision to default, there will be this sense of loss that you will have to overcome. All right, let's get some final messages for you. Final card for each option. Okay. All right, so for option 1, we have the dagger. Conflict and danger lie in wait. This is a more like conflict-ridden option, and we can see that. You're making a decision, you are cutting things off, you're moving on, you have some problems along the way. There is conflict, for sure. Anything else you want to say about that, Spirit? They're saying there's conflict, but the dagger is in your hands rather than someone else's. Interesting. The sword is yours, is what they're saying. All right, let's look at option B. And the sun, your perseverance is rewarded. So there's no dagger here. You are just sort of riding it out and waiting for a brighter day. And a brighter day does come. To be honest, I feel like you can't go wrong with either decision. It comes down to what is your comfort level with how things are likely to play out, which looks very similar, in the end. The progression is very different. All right, group 2. I hope that gave you a little bit of help as you make your decision and make your plans and move forward. I'd love to hear about it in the comments if you feel like telling me about it. I always love to hear them, and I always read and do my best to respond to everyone. Thank you guys. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hi, group 3. Okay, so I just want to explain a little bit about how this reading will work. What I want you to do is to think about the question that you have, that you need advice on. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but we will look at 2 different scenarios so that you can see how things will most likely play out and you can make your own decision. So think about what your question is, what you need advice on, and then consider what option A is and what option B is. So for example, say your question is, should I go on vacation? Over here, the cards over here, option A will represent, yes, I should, I will go on, yes, I should go on vacation, or yes, I will go on vacation. Over here will be option B, which would be, no, I'm not going to go on vacation, and how those will play out. So you decide what the question is, you decide what option A and option B are, and we'll go from there. Obviously, I don't know what your question is. That said, the cards and my spirit guides do tell me a lot. So I will share everything I get with you, so that this isn't just a generic free-for-all kind of reading. I'd like to be as specific as I can. All right, let's start with option A and see what we're looking at there. Okay. We have the Moon, the Emperor reversed, and the Six of Wands, the Knight of Swords, the Hierophant reversed, and the Justice card. All right, now let's look at option B. We'll get all the cards on the table and I'll tell you what I see going on here. I'm also going to pull a couple of cards at the end, just final messages for you to kind of round out the reading. So you probably want to stick around to the end, make sure you get those messages. All right. We have the Moon reversed, interesting. The Sun reversed. And the Two of Wands reversed. The Eight of Pentacles. The Ace of Wands. And the Nine of Wands reversed. All right, give me just a second while I take these in and see if I have any initial messages. All right, this feels a lot like it has to do with your career, your professional path in life. It doesn't have to be. So if that's not your question, this doesn't mean it's not your reading. I would give it a little bit more time before you go to a different one. But at an initial glance, that is what it looks like. It could be something else for you. Obviously, everybody's got a little bit different question. So the way the cards are laid out, this is the beginning, the middle, the end. Again, beginning, middle, end. So the beginning is you making the decision, and then it progresses from there. So with option A, there is a sense of confusion, but moving forward anyway. Like making up your mind, despite the fact that maybe you're not seeing things quite so clearly. There's a hastiness about this option. Possibly, jumping to a decision based on an emotional reaction or the way you feel about something emotionally. Not to say that that's a bad thing, but that's what I'm seeing. What I'm hearing is you can call the shots, but that doesn't mean you know what the answer is or how things are going to turn out. So it's you choosing to call the shots based on possibly unclear information. As things progress, then we have the Emperor reversed and the Hierophant reversed. What I'm seeing is a lack of power and a lack of commitment. Could be on your part, could be on someone else's part. It feels more likely that it's on someone else's part. I'm feeling a little bit of a power struggle, to be honest. one that doesn't lead to, total fulfillment on your part, for you. If this is a career message, I see you wanting to climb the ladder, to progress, to up level in some way. But there's a block here. Something is getting in the way of you making the progress that you want, at least at that time. And I'm going to pull more cards so we see more. But at the end of the day, you have the Six of Wands and the Justice card. That's getting what you deserve and getting the acknowledgement and the recognition that you've earned. All right, let's get some more cards out so we can see what else is going on here. Spirit, can you give me one card, please, for the Moon and the Knight of Swords? Oh, okay. What they're telling me is there's a sense here of you wanting to be your own boss and taking those steps to make that happen. But it may or may not turn out the way you are hoping, initially at least. Obviously, if you're not wanting to be your own boss as an entrepreneur, maybe you're wanting to be the boss. You know what I mean? You're definitely wanting to up level your life in some way. All right. We have the Two of Wands. It's definitely an energy of looking at your options and making a decision, but you're making the decision very quickly, and you may not have all the information at that point. But there's a sense of just being a little impatient and wanting to jumpstart your life. Anything else about that, Spirit? Again, they're saying you can see what the options are. What you can't see is the outcome. And they had a similar message before. All right. Can you give us one card, please, for the Emperor reversed and the Hierophant reversed? King of Wands reversed. Something fizzles out, to be quite honest. The situation does not play out the way you expected. You are not perceived the way you want to be perceived. I'm getting the sense of wanting to be in a place of power or ownership or leadership, but that fire is fairly quickly extinguished. It just doesn't play out the way you're hoping. Anything else, Spirit? No? Okay. But the next two cards are incredible. So let's see what else we have to go with the Six of Wands and the Justice card. We have the Two of Cups. Your success will come from joining forces with someone else. Trying to go it alone too soon, too fast, will bring its challenges, but in the process, you will come across someone or meet someone or join forces with someone. And that partnership will ultimately bring you everything that you're hoping for and deserve. So it's a bumpy ride, but the ride gets you there. All right. Let's look at option B. We start off with the Moon reversed and the Eight of Pentacles. Here you're working very hard. You have some clarity. You understand that you may not have everything you need or know everything you want to know. You're still honing your craft. And there's some clarity that comes with that. Before I do more cards, I'm going to go through all of this. So, as things progress, you actually, it's almost like such very opposite tactics. One is rushing to do this, and the other one is almost stalling, like a little bit too long, even like really stalling and waiting for the perfect moment and waiting for everything to be just right. And as you know, there's never the perfect moment. Things are never just right. So as things progress, you get less and less optimistic. You get less and less belief that you can get this fresh start and make things happen. But this stagnant energy that leaves you kind of second guessing yourself ends up leading to some inspiration. It sparks something in you that takes you in a new direction. Then the outcome, we have the Two of Wands reversed over the Nine of Wands reversed. You're no longer in a position to, hold on, I just want to hear what they're saying. Oh, what they're saying is, with this Two of Wands, you get to a place where you are no longer answering to someone else. You're no longer making decisions for someone else. You're also no longer feeling beaten up. You're no longer feeling conflict or conflicted. There's a sense of freedom here. And freedom and opportunity. Okay. Spirit, can you give me one card, please, for the Moon reversed and the Eight of Pentacles? Let's see what else we have going on here. We have the Queen of Wands. You are wanting to make a change. And I will tell you, this is not normally how I see the Queen of Wands, but the first thing that jumped out at me at this card is look at her face. She, for a Queen of Wands especially, she looks very pensive. She looks very she looks like she can't make up her mind. So there's this sense that you're wanting to make a change, right? You're wanting to be the fire in this situation and leap into the unknown. But you're not. Instead, you're sitting back and thinking about it and working on it and waiting for clarity to come. Interesting. You know, sometimes the pictures and the cards, they tell me more than the meaning of the card. There are no accidents here. When they point something out to me, it means something. All right. Spirit, can you give us one card, please, for the Sun reversed and the Ace of Wands? We have the Death card reversed. So when we get to this point, you feel like it's over, right? You lost your momentum. You've been waiting and working for so long that you've suddenly like almost gotten comfortable in that place, even though it's not what you really want. And so this ending and new beginning that initially you did want sort of gets stifled. All right. They want to give me one more card here. And we have the Knight of Swords reversed. So you are taking your time. But, well, you're taking your time here. And then you get stagnant and stifled. Something comes along that re-inspires you. And it may just be the stagnation re-inspires you. Because you know that's not what you want. So you become re-inspired and re-motivated. You're not rushing in. You are taking your time in a thoughtful way, but not in a hasty way. So it's a very different energy than what's over here. Because the progression is very different. Anything else you want to tell us about that, Spirit? Okay. All right, let's look at another card for the Two of Wands reversed over the Nine of Wands reversed. Whoop. Yes? Okay, they want me to keep it. I don't usually do jumpers, but they want me to keep that card. So what jumped out was the Wheel of Fortune reversed, which is, it brings some delays in progress. But there's still this feeling of feeling free, which is in its own way a little bit of progress from this energy where you're feeling very stuck, to be honest. Let's get another card, please. Okay. We have the Four of Wands reversed. There's a lot of instability here. You're feeling better. You're feeling your way, which in its own way feels better. But there is instability and there are delays. It just takes a little longer. They want me to pull one more card here. Queen of Pentacles reversed. What I'm hearing with this card, first I want you to look at the picture. So here we have this queen. If you notice, to me, it looks like she's got rollers in her hair, and like she didn't even get a chance to finish doing her hair, to be honest. And she's holding a baby and taking care of a baby. And like all these arrows, if you can see them on her throne, they're, to me, it looks like they're pointing at her like, it's your job, it's your job, it's your job. But in reverse, what I see is her smiling and taking care of herself. So this energy of working for someone else, following someone else's lead, always taking care of someone else, that does sort of start to dissipate. Which feels good to me. It just feels very slow and, not unsteady, unstable, but not bad. I mean, it's not good either, but it's not bad. It's just a little bit more of a question mark. Interesting. Anything else, Spirit, that you want to talk about with option B? They're saying with this energy, there's a sense of knowing what you want, but not going after it. Just it's like this constant energy of waiting for the right time. And there is something good about waiting for the right time. It prevents you from, jumping in neck deep, possibly before you're ready, and dealing with the fallout of that. But ultimately, if you stay in that energy, I do believe you will always end up where you're supposed to go. It's just when, like there is no clear line of success here. It's still very stalled. This is a much scarier, braver, riskier energy, no question about it. But when you look at these, I have to ask the question of, at the end of the day, which one is actually more risky? Not that I'm trying to tell you what to do in any way, shape, or form, because that is not my job. My job is to help you see the situation and then make decisions based on your comfort level. All right, so let's get one final message for option A. What can you tell us, Spirit? The talisman, you are destined to succeed. It's a powerful energy. It's not without its challenges, it's not without its bumps and bruises and problems. But it feels like the outcome is assured. All right, Spirit, what can you tell us? What final message do you have for option B? Yes, okay. The wolf, beware who you trust. This is an energy of always being, what's come into my head is under attack, but I don't think you're under attack, but always being aware of the influence of other people on your life. So, for instance, when you think of a wolf, right, they will sneak and slither and in the dark take what they need. Rather than, for instance, a lion who, in the light of day, will go after what they want and get it. It's just a different energy. All right, any final messages, Spirit? Anything else you want me to share? All right, Spirit is saying, don't be afraid of your own power. You will succeed. Either way, you will succeed. But what are you afraid of? Maybe it's time to face. I'm not saying do anything, but just face that fear and see what that looks like. All right, group 3, there you go. That's your reading. I hope that was helpful. I hope it gave you some insight and some feeling of how things could play out for you. I super appreciate your being here and sharing your energy with me, and I look forward to next time. Thanks. Bye-bye, y'all.